Good Tuesday morning, East Tennessee. My name is David Aldrich, Chief Meteorologist of Captain AccuWeather, coming to you by way of the Captain AccuWeather Command Center. On behalf of Weigel's, fuel and food that's fast, fresh, and friendly, here's your East Tennessee weather and Weigel's update. Let's start with Weigel's, because did you know they have this cool thing? Awesome thing, the all-new brownie batter milk. If you like brownies and you remember the fond times or those memorable moments when you were in the kitchen with dear old mom and you started putting your finger or maybe a spoon into the bowl, the batter bowl, oh my goodness, it's so delicious. The brownie batter milk is a great and latest creation from Weigel's. It's only around for a limited time. You got to check it out. I like to think of it as not just chocolatey or double chocolatey. It's like triple chocolatey. That's just me talking, but it's just better when it's fresh, farm to store in 24. You might just want to grab a gallon of regular milk, but it's just better when it's with Tennessee cows. No one here would argue with that, I don't think, but all new brownie batter milk from Weigel's. Check them out. I think you'll be most impressed. They do have a lot of great items to grab in the morning. Maybe fill up your tank, grab some coffee as well. By the way, I want to show you what's going on as far as the weather is concerned. We're talking about the visibility. It has dropped very badly in places like Claiborne County, Bell County, Kentucky. It's next to zero. So you've got some dense fog in spots. Most of us are going to be uneventful going into work this morning, but there is some smoke in the air. We're going to look at that coming up here in just a moment, but we have maybe some fog in the gray areas. If you have a weather report, we'd love to magnify your voice. I can put your face, your little avatar, and your comment on the screen. Momentarily, I will do that, but check us out. I'd love to see what you're seeing this morning. No winds to speak of, so it's conducive for some fog to form, and our temperatures are on the cool side yet again. Dare I say, we are starting this morning again in the 40s and 50s. Now, not everybody's in the 40s, grant you. I'm looking at Wartburg, 49, Oneida, 48, Crossville, 49. That's comfortable, my friend. I mean, that's like autumnal. And even though it's not technically autumn just yet, meteorological fall started on the 1st of September. It's 51 right now in Morristown, Talbot, Jefferson City, 53 at McGee-Tyson, and it's 51 degrees in Rockwood. If you've got a temperature, I would love to hear what your weather report is. I got Marilyn Bell. She says prayers for the folks down at the Gulf Coast. Yes, we're going to get into that here momentarily. Marilyn, thank you for that update. Yeah, we still have a lot of prayers to go down to the south because they're going to get hammered in Louisiana, more so than Texas. I'm more concerned about Louisiana at this point, but I get ahead of myself. Let me take a look at Fred's note. He's got a cool 53 in Maryville. Thank you, Fred. He says, perfect weather for Weigel's coffee. I agree. Thank you, Fred. And Karen Robbins, one of my premium members, says, good morning, David. She's got 52 degrees. Fairfield Glade. We're talking Cumberland County at Fairfield Glade. She says, do tell us about Francine. I'm going to get into that in more details of how this is likely to impact our friends to the south and how it may indirectly affect us here at home. I don't expect it to have much effect other than some beneficial rain, right? Some beneficial rain may be the biggest issue that we have later on in the week, but that's not in today's offering. That is not in the today forecast. Let me show you the dew points. They're very low. When it's in the 40s, it feels like it's like the fall, right? Like it's football season, and it is. And we've got a football forecast to talk about here momentarily, but dew points are in the 40s to near 50. This would be about 20 degrees higher, then you'd say it's stuffy. When it's around 70, when the dew point's 70, that's when you would classify it as stuffy, sticky weather. We're a far cry from that. We're 20 degrees below where that would be. So it's very comfortable now, and that will remain the case through the rest of today and tomorrow. Tracking the clouds and radar, nothing to see here, but we are talking about what could be Francine. But here's my expectation today. Are you taking notes? Maybe mental notes? I'm expecting mid to upper 80s. Let me say that again, mid to upper 80s. We'll struggle to get to 88. Some of you, be fair, you might not get any higher than 87. So this is where my expectation is. Pick out your favorite town. If you're in Oak Ridge, I got you at 87. If you're around McGee-Tyson, Maryville, 88. But if you're in, say, Sevierville, 85. So mid to upper 80s will be common today with the hazy sunshine, the bright sun, and yet a little bit of smoke thrown in there for good measure. But before I get out of my realm of, let's stay in my lane. My lane is the fact that we've got a game this weekend. I know that we're in the top 10 now. Was it number 7? This keeps changing. This is like a moving target. We're number 7 in the country. Can you imagine that? Well, I can remember. We won 69-3 against Chattanooga. We won, 51-10 against NC State, my alma mater. That was tough to take from a NC State graduate standpoint, but I'm thrilled for Tennessee. We got a winning team here. This is what's exciting. But what about the forecast? We're taking on the Golden Flashes of Kent State, and they're 0-2. That doesn't bode well for them. So this might just be like, I don't know, should we just have the second string team go out there? Let's just save up the starters for the Oklahoma game that follows the next week. But anyway, this is a 7:45 game. I do expect showers and storms, about a 60% during the day, but this is a night game, so I've got a 40. So it goes down to about 40% once the sun goes down on Saturday evening. So it will be damp. There will have been some showers that might have affected your cornhole playing before the game. But at 2-0 and them 0-2, I think this will be an easy matchup. I've got kickoff at 71, halftime 69, fourth quarter 67. People worried about the winds. Not a problem. Winds will be about 3 to 8, and that may be generous. Variable northeast 3 to 8 miles an hour, even though Francine's not going to be anywhere here, but she'll be well to the west and dying off towards, say, Memphis. By the way, radar shows nothing to show here, but if we expand the view, it's quiet across the Great Lakes. Let's get to the nitty-gritty. What are we looking at? There she is. You can see that center circle. It looks like a donut hole at the very bottom of that radar picture. That is Francine. And we're going to get the latest update here in just a few moments. But this is the big picture. I want to check in back with you and see if you have any comments. Ed wants to say good morning. Ed says another beautiful coffee on the porch morning. Another Weigel's coffee morning, I might suggest. But that's awesome, Ed. Thank you for that update. And if you've got a comment, let me know. Danny Feedback is on here. He says, go Vols. David, sure hope you have a great day. Go Vols. And my friend Steve Stone on YouTube. We got my first YouTube comment here. He has good morning sunshine and a smiley face. Always happy to see Steve on there, as he is one of my premium members as well. So let's talk about the rain. Yes, we're in desperate need of it. We had 0.03, not last Sunday. No, it was the Sunday before last, around dinner time, that we had 0.03. We've been very dry, and it is typically a dry month based on averages, and October's even drier. Can you imagine that? That's hard to imagine. When you get less than 3 inches in October, you can usually bank on dry weather for your pumpkin patch and your corn mazes that might be taking place in October. But I get ahead of myself. We've had some cool stretch of time. We had 78 on Saturday. We loved it so much we did it again on Sunday. We didn't even crack 80 over the weekend. And some of you are like, it was so nice. I wish, somebody, best comment is, I wish this was the weather all 12 months of the year. And then I thought to myself, well, then you wouldn't have 4 seasons. You wouldn't have 4 seasons if it was 78 every day, 12 months of the year. But some people do enjoy it, and it is a real treat, a real delight to get that kind of weather any time of the year. We had it this Saturday, last Saturday I should say, and Sunday. We got up to 82 yesterday, which brings me up to my point. We had 82 yesterday, started the morning at 51. Was that not delightful? 51, the normal low. The normal low is 63. We were 12 degrees below normal yesterday. Anyway, record high today was actually 5 years ago. We hit 97 on this date in 2019. Now, can you imagine? When you're talking about 78 and the record high 97, we did that just 5 years ago. And 48, the record low this morning from 1924, 1902. We are nowhere near 48 this morning in Knoxville. Some of you are in the 40s, as we've already highlighted here just a moment ago. It is 6:48. I wanted to talk about, I've already teased the idea that we've got smoke in the air. And you say, well, who's doing the burning? Well, these could be fires, wildfires, that are nearby or even far away. And I can demonstrate that with this animation. But this represents about 6:45 this morning, or 7:30. There's a little hint of smoke. It's not all at the surface. Might be commingling with the fog in some cases up in Bell County. But it's going to add some haze to the atmosphere today. So normally you'd see cobalt blue sky today, but you're going to get maybe a little bit of haze in the air. So what is that? Is that smoke? I think it could be wildfire smoke. It seems like it's coming down from Canada. But some of those plumes in red are coming off from Idaho and Washington State and California. So the wildfires are just kind of being captured by the jet stream, carried from west to east. And we are the recipient of some of that. But what is good news, and it's hard to see on this map, but that's why I left it full screen. Once Francine makes landfall, which we don't want that to happen for our friends in Louisiana, but it's going to push some of that smoke further north. So it should actually clear out like a swizzle stick, clear out the atmosphere once this storm system moves northward. Sunrise and sunset today, 7:15 and 7:50. Oh man, you mean the sun's down 10 minutes before 8? That's what I'm telling you. I told you, once you got into August, mid-August, you're going to feel it. Once you get into September, forget about it. It feels like autumn when your days are so short. You feel like, I used to love when it would get dark at 9. My friend, you got to go in a time machine. Go back to July or June, late June, when you're going to find a sunset that's closer to 9. We're now 10 minutes shy of 8, and the sun goes down now. That is the adjustment one has to make, I'm afraid, this time of year. Here's your bus stop forecast. Should be pretty smooth outside of some of those fog-prone areas like Bell County or Claiborne County. 53 goes to 66 by 10, and we should be picking up our kids between 2 and 3:30 in the mid to upper 80s. I've already mentioned the fact I think we're going to hit 88 today, but we'll struggle to get there. It'll be a warm day, bright sunshine, but that smoke, a little hint, is in the atmosphere. Again, here are my high temperatures. Expectation: Campbell County, 85. Hamblin County, Morristown, 86. And if you're in Cock County, 88 degrees. That's what I expect this afternoon. I got a note from Darcy Soar. 50 degrees, she says. She's wearing 5 layers. Are you sure it's 5? Not 4. 5 is covering it. I love it. She says, so I can remove one every few hours today until I'm comfortable. For your predicted high of 88, have a blessed day. As you made me smile. Thank you, Darcy. Always appreciate your notes. And Matt Hall, one of my premium members, says, good morning, David. 53 here in Wallen. Love it. Glad to have that update. Matt, always appreciative. Love seeing these comments. It's like when you get up early and you get your smiling face on there, Matt, that there's a benefit, right? I love to recognize all those who might be watching live on stream. Wanda Poe says, good morning. Love these cool nights. No air conditioner. She's on Team Snow. Come on, Snow. She's already ready for the next season. You got to love Wanda. She's got the spirit for winter at all times. Love it. It is now 6:51. I put an arrow in the direction that should be headed toward Louisiana. But I put the arrow there because the reason it's not there is because it's already been named. You see what I'm saying? This is NHC. That's the National Hurricane Center. I'm sorry for the abbreviation. It's not that maybe not the nomenclature you're used to hearing, but the 7-day outlook from the National Hurricane Center is on your screen. There's a storm that has a 70% chance of becoming Gordon. That's out in the middle of the Atlantic. There's one behind it or beneath it, 40% chance, and there's one off in the Pacific that may develop a 60% chance. That's what the Hurricane Center is showing. So I wanted to show you the playing field, as I think we're going to have some opportunities for another storm that might quickly form after Francine has played her hand. By the way, you know, I've shown this map, I don't know, countless times over the last, 4 to 6 weeks, maybe even 8 weeks, that September 10th was like the peak. Well, what's today's date? It's the 10th of September. Ding, 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 ding. Isn't it amazing? We've got a storm named Francine, and there are people bracing for a hurricane, maybe a Category 2 hurricane in the coming days, in the next day or two. So it is usually climatologically favorable around the 10th of September when things get very active. We have Francine. She's actively on the map. Gordon could quickly form. As my premium members know, I did a big post on Gordon. Gordon may form just days after Francine starts to move inland. And then we got Helene and Isaac also on the map for the available names as we move down this list. Here's Francine. No more delay. 65 miles an hour. That's the current speed. And you can see this is from early this morning. This is from their 5 a.m. update, as it were. Again, they're in Central Time with this storm now. But this likely will have less of an impact on southeast Texas and a greater impact in southern Louisiana. So Baton Rouge and areas south of Baton Rouge might take it on the chin for sure with the winds, because the winds are going to be strongest in that northeast quadrant as that 2 moves towards southern overland. And of course, we remember that was maybe a very common path. What was it, from Laura? You could go back to Katrina. There have been many a storm that's moved in that similar track. But Tropical Storm Francine does weaken to a tropical depression by Thursday afternoon. Notice it's not headed to Knoxville. But that's not to say we don't need an umbrella, because we do. We're just not going to be dealing with the winds as strong as they will to the south. And you can see when winds are 25, it's like, why are you even drawing this cone? And that's where they stop it. That's where the cone stops. Saturday morning, 1 a.m., 25-mile-an-hour winds around the low. And that's well west of Nashville and south of St. Louis. So they're not too concerned about here, but there is always the concern that there's going to be possibly some isolated tornadoes coming inland over time. These are the spaghetti plots, meaning that they kind of pretty much converge over southern Louisiana. Some of them take it to Texas, but we probably discount those. But these give you an idea of where the modeling take this storm, and then again basically falls off once we move into the latter part of the week. Future rainfall will be torrential. You're looking at 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 inches or more in the white areas, and then you might get maybe a ½ inch to an inch here, but that might be generous. So again, every drop will count, every drop will help, no doubt. Humidity tracker, super dry. Once the storm or the hurricane, once she makes landfall and weakens, some of that humidity will march northward. We can anticipate higher dew points once we move into about Thursday, Friday, and into Saturday. Some of that green ooze starts to ooze back in late this week. You can see how it gets dark green in Birmingham and into Mississippi. Eventually, as we move into Thursday night, look at that, it's beginning to come back in. So that means the level of comfort will not be as glorious once that storm moves northward. We've got 53 in Knoxville. It's 48 in Johnson City. Pretty amazing. And then we've got, what temperature do we have in Chattanooga? 59 degrees. We've got a note from Wanda. Wanda says, don't need a Joyce hurricane. That's my middle name. Okay, we'll take note of that. Let's see here. Oops, I got another note from Matt. Matt's wanting to follow up. He says, David, can we get an ultra premium option so you can throw my daily fish and game forecast in? I'll buy the first. Thanks for all you do. I'll have to take that into consideration. But Matt, I always appreciate the feedback. We've been doing this premium thing now almost for 2 years, and I'm very grateful for the support that my friends and premium members, they are friends, do point out and give me each and every day. We do about, say, 15, we're averaging now about 15 posts a day, and love being able to put that out there. Anything that's top of mind, I do post for my premium members. Dew points are in the 40s and 50s right now. The big story, let's get to the headlines. It is 6:56. Warmer sunshine today, check. I mentioned some smoke. Did I mention ragweed is high? Yeah, that's still high. More high clouds tomorrow as Francine makes its landfall approach, and we're watching Francine for the rest of the week for remnants, the leftovers of her will move into East Tennessee. 53 degrees current temperature, 89% relative humidity. Here's my valley planner. Our average high now dropped today a degree from 85. It's now 84. That's academic. The days are getting shorter, so it's now harder to get to 84. But I think we've got a good chance of getting into the mid to upper 80s today, about 85 at, say, 3 and 88 degrees by 5 o'clock. If you haven't picked up a bottle of the all-new brownie batter milk, pick it up. Oh, my goodness. It's not only delicious and chocolatey, it's double, triple chocolatey. If you love brownies, you got to try the brownie batter milk. It's only around for a limited time. And you know and I know, when a flavor comes out, it doesn't stay on the shelves for long. It's just better when it's fresh, farm to store in 24. It's just better when it's with Tennessee cows. Check it out, the all-new brownie batter milk. I think you'll be impressed. It is delicious. I love it. Check it out today. If you haven't picked up a bottle, pick up 2 bottles because they won't be on the shelves all that much longer. By the way, upper 80s, maybe just for the valley itself, certainly. I have a 40% chance of rain for the game. I don't want to be like, there's some discrepancy. You said 60 and now you say 40? No. I'm very clear. 60% chance of rain for the day, but it's a 40% chance at night. And this game is at 7:45. And by the time we get to Saturday, that's about the time the sun will be going down. So it will be a night game under the lights, and I think the chance of rain will continue on Sunday, but 40% in the morning. I think it's a mainly morning situation on Sunday. Storm Prediction Center, well, let's talk about that because what's going to happen is that as the storm begins to approach, the only hot spot it appears today is southern Louisiana for isolated severe storms, mainly south of New Orleans. That's what we're seeing here in dark green. No concerns for severe weather or any thunderstorms in Tennessee today. Once we move into tomorrow, those colors go into yellow. That means the Storm Prediction Center, while they might be watching isolated storms around Boise or Billings, Rapid City, the big hot spot will be southern Louisiana and southern Alabama. They might get some tornadoes, too, in some of these areas. But scattered severe storms are expected in yellow. Isolated severe storms in Jackson, Mississippi, for example. Nothing going on. Wednesday, we've got another dry day with an increase of high cloudiness. And then Thursday, you can see the chance of isolated severe storms in Montana, parts of the Dakotas, but this begins to expand northward. It includes Dothan, Mobile, even Birmingham and Montgomery for some isolated severe storms on Thursday. They do introduce thunder here. I think it's going to be mainly afternoon. I said showers late, but those showers and storms, depending on the speed, it's all going to depend on how Francine interacts with land. Will it be a late, meaning like after 5 p.m., or is it going to come in at 2? I'll have to fine-tune that. I'm going to take another look at that for Thursday. I do think it'll be mainly, won't be the morning, but it will be evolving or developing on the day for Thursday. Here's the futurecast as high pressure begins to move northward. We've got a high over top, we've got trouble below, and that means Francine's got an open door to move northward. Look at all the rain that you see marching into Mississippi, into Arkansas. There's the spin. That is Tropical Storm Francine at that point. She probably weakens much weaker, much faster. But the rains will be torrential from Memphis, Little Rock, and areas to the far west. And we just get these little bands that come in. Little bands of rain that start to move in, as you can see here. So it's going to be a little unsettled for the rest of the week. That I do expect. It is 7 o'clock. Time for your forecast. Time to wrap things up. Double eights today. I'll be clear. We're going to struggle to get to 88 in Knoxville. Maybe it's 87. Maybe it's only 86 for you, but that's okay. Bright sunshine, a little bit of haze thanks to the smoke, and it's just a warmer day than yesterday because yesterday it was only 82. 82. So we would be about 6 degrees, 5 degrees warmer in Oak Ridge than we were yesterday. 86 for Morristown, 85 for our friends in Crossville. If you're headed westward, 91 for Music City, Nashville, 91 for Memphis, Atlanta, 87, our friends in Lexington, 84. Tonight we're down to 59. It's comfortable, but not as cool as it's been. With those high clouds on the increase, it's going to keep our temperatures in the upper 50s to near 60. I have 60 for Oak Ridge, 61 Maryville, 58 for a low in Morristown tonight, Newport 57, Sevierville 56, as well as about 58 for Seymour. Now, as far as the 7-day forecast, your Captain Accurate Weather Authority forecast for Knoxville, East Tennessee. Another day, like today, in the upper 80s, mostly sunny, but more high clouds. 81 on Thursday, but showers late, but the timing of that will be tricky. Definitely think Friday and Saturday are your best chance for some rain for the lawn, your best chance for some rain for the garden, if you're still growing things at this hour, this time. But temperatures do cool to about 80 now for Saturday, 83 on Sunday. And I think you're probably, say, even Sunday's rains are probably mainly before church services get underway. It's going to be mainly morning, probably done by 10 a.m. 10 a.m. for, I think, and then you had the rest of Sunday dry and maybe a spot of rain that may redevelop on Monday at 85 degrees. Again, very thankful for all of you. If you have any comments, let me check those comments one more time. Dawn Rumsey's on here. She says, hello, good morning. Hope you have an awesome day today. Thank you, Dawn. Love seeing your smiling face. I got Billy with lots of stars. I love those stars too. You can provide Facebook stars. You want to give me virtual stars. That's cool too. Billy, thank you for your support. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your time this morning. By the way, if you haven't picked up a bottle of the all-new Brownie Buttermilk, I hope you'll do so. They also have some great coffee, hot coffee to wake you up on a Tuesday morning. And maybe once it gets back in the 80s today, back well into the 80s, you might want a cool drink, a cold drink from our friends at Weigel's. Well, my name is David Aldridge. Some people call me Captain Accurate. It's not easy being accurate, so weather doesn't surprise you. We'll see you here next time. Take care.